Good evening, Africa. Good evening, African Confessions. So I am back with another episode. Let me head over to our email address. That is this email that was forwarded to me by one of our admins. The message reads like this. Hello, I grew up in a home where being a witch seemed all normal. We did what we had to do, and I am the last born in my home. Well, my father is no more. He is in the water, working like a slave. I was instructed to silence him by my mother, and I did exactly that. My mother introduced me to witchcraft at a very early age. I grew up in it, lived with it, and I am in it. And that was my first ever assignment. My first ever assignment was to kill my cousin's sister's child. I was very close to this baby. She loved me, and my cousin really loved me, and she would trust me with a daughter. However, she is a very prayerful lady, and operating in her presence was never and is not easy. What Christians don't understand is that Christians, you do not understand the power that you have when you pray. So on this particular day, I was supposed to kill the baby. This was a very difficult task for me. I got into the room and the baby then followed me. My sister was in the living room and she was studying her Bible. The room was filled with a lot of agencies, and then my seniors told me that it was time for me to strike my cousin. All that I had to do was to bite her, and the place that I would have beaten her would be very small, as if an insect had stung her. Then I'd suck her blood. I stood at the center of the room to get my power. The devil cannot operate from a corner. I stood, and as I stood there, I then engaged in the gear to attack her. Then the devil said to me, "Go on, you can defeat that man." And as I drew closer to that man, I was hit by the sword and I fell down. Meanwhile, the baby was trying to advance, and I think that my sister was still reading her Bible. I was very powerless and I fell down. All that I managed to do was to open the door so that the baby could crawl away from me. And I saw that I had totally failed and I could not complete this mission that had been given to me. I just stopped attacking my sister again. Growing up, I never had a girlfriend, and I don't even see myself as someone's husband. I am very well built and I am muscular. It served as an advantage to me, and I had a license to murder. I murdered people like insects. Nothing mattered. I just wanted blood and more blood. Over the years, I obtained awards and medals. I was almost like a king. I drove big cars, lived in big mansions. I wore expensive clothes. I was living large. I was greedy. I wanted more and more power. To get that, my master then told me, he said, if you want all the power that is in the world, you have to kill the biggest snake. And the biggest snake in the world that I was supposed to kill was my mother, who was the queen of all the evils. The thought freaked me out, but I had to do it because my mother was standing in my way. We used a very dangerous poison from the dark world. This poison was made to kill instantly. We used this poison to kill people in funerals. We just poured it in big pots. After we had done that, we would call out the name of the person that we wanted to be attacked by that poison. Then the victim will die 5 minutes after eating the food that had been cooked in that pot. It took me about a month to deliver my mother on a silver platter. I just couldn't do it. My time was running out because my mother was planning to drink the blood of this certain pastor's daughter, and that would make her twice as powerful as she was. I thought hard like a philosopher. I had to choose me or my mother. I guess my mommy had to meet her maker. I cooked her favorite dish, My mother loved this certain cousin called Mala Mohodu. I took out the bottle of poison and called out her name, the hardest thing that I had ever did. I dished out for everyone. We ate and my mother started getting dizzy and weak. I helped her to her room, and as I was walking out, she called me. I went back and I asked her, "What is it, my mother?" Then she said to me, "You poisoned me. You have poisoned me." She looked at me, then she closed her eyes. In that instant, my mother was gone. I have destroyed marriages, and this I have managed to do through the power of darkness. This is made possible through the babies that are aborted. So in the kingdom of darkness, we use these babies. Let's say that if a woman finds out that she's pregnant and she doesn't want to keep that pregnancy, the moment that she uses the pills and the moment that the life that will be growing inside her womb will be destroyed, that is when we take the spirit of that baby. We have our own agencies that cannot be seen by the naked eyes. These agencies are in the hospitals where these things are done. Let this be a warning to all the women out there. If you fall pregnant and if you think about removing that pregnancy, there are things that happen behind the scenes. What we do is that we take this little baby, then we allow this baby's spirit to grow. We will teach that baby that your parents are evil. They never loved you and they wanted to murder you whilst you were still in the womb. These babies just hate married people, and we use them to destroy marriages. Also, the oil that you buy in the churches, it will be the fat sometimes of human babies that would have died. And when that oil is diluted with the demons and the evil spirits, when you buy that anointing oil and you apply it on the body, thinking that it is holy anointing oil, yet it will be demons. Your pastors come to get it from us so that they can control you. I once had an assignment to destroy one couple, and how to do it is very simple. All that I had to do was to befriend the wife and study their marriage, what the husband likes, what makes the husband angry, and I did the same for the wife. Christians have so much power, and unfortunately they don't know it. If one partner is very prayerful, then it becomes difficult to penetrate. So I became friends with the wife and brought her very close to me. I managed to have access to their marriage. Women are very easy to know because they will talk too much. After 3 months, I had struck the deal and to destroy. I visited the family and we spent the day together. All of us, we were in a happy mood. I was pretending to be a prayerful person and playing with their kids. It was time for me to leave, and I asked if I could use their spare bedroom to change and to freshen up. But as soon as I got into that room, I called all of the spirits from the dark world and I enchanted the words. Then I used a needle to press on the bed. I was laughing that evil laugh, and I had called all of the small babies' spirits to cause chaos in that room. I looked at them, then I saw that their marriage was over. As soon as I left, there was a huge fight in that household, and it all started from nothing. They fought till the husband went outside to try to hang himself. All that I can say is that that wife was a very prayerful woman, and she had a prayerful mom by her side, and she prayed. I could feel it in my body that I had been defeated. The husband left for 3 days and left the wife, but it looks like the wife was very prayerful and he ended up coming back home. Let me speak about causing accidents. In the kingdom of darkness, there is a season where we are requested, or let me say, where we must cause accidents, and as an agent, this can only be done when you leave your body and you operate in the air with your soul alone. So what I'll do is that I'll get out of my body, and the other thing is that you are not allowed to operate in your province. This is because you might know people from your hometown or a church or a school. So basically, when you are on such assignment, you are dispatched in a different province altogether. So in most cases, as an agent, I got to an intersection and stand at the center of the T junction. I think that you have witnessed accident, and in most cases these accidents happen on a T junction, or some they even happen when the car was moving along, then it will just roll over. This is usually caused by us. So one day I got into a taxi, and when I get there, you can never see me because I'll be a spirit. I'll not be in human form. As the driver was busy driving his taxi, it was time for me to move into action, and that is exactly what I did. I got control of the taxi. As we were getting closer and closer to the intersection, I controlled the vehicle, and it was speeding up at 100 kilometers per hour. When I saw that it was just a few meters before we could hit the intersection, I then put the spirit of confusion into the eyes of the driver. Unfortunately or fortunately, the taxi then rolled over, and some people were thrown out through the windows, and 8 people died on the spot. But on that particular day, there was this one man who was so prayerful, and this is what happens if there is one person who worships the Lord truthfully. Then it means that we can't use all of those people's blood because it will be so bitter. At an accident scene, as soon as people have died, the agencies of darkness will be there to harvest the bloods with cans and stuff. But this you cannot see because the Lord closed your eyes so that you can't see what will be happening in the spirit world. On this particular day, I had done my assignment, and in the kingdom they promoted me, but unfortunately the blood we couldn't drink because of the Christian amongst the deceased. Yo guys, that was a story that was forwarded to me by one of our admins. Strange things do happen, like I always say. Please let us talk about this issue in the comment section. I'll be back with more episodes.